So welcome back to another video on the channel. In this video, it's kind of a new series that I'm doing, which is basically where I break down your outreach. I've got a bunch of screenshots of people's email outreach, obviously all for the e-commerce niche as always. And as I say, I'm just going to be breaking it down and really just giving actionable tips on how you can make it better and what I would do in your situation. I actually did the first kind of episode, if you like, of this series last week, and the results that people were getting were absolutely amazing. It was really, really good to see that, like, you know, me just sat here breaking it down and then seeing like the repercussions of that later on, you know, in a couple of days later. Once those tips got obviously implemented, those who sent in the emails obviously then went ahead and actioned on the tips, and they genuinely saw an increase in conversion rates, which was really, really good. So if you would actually like to be a part of the next one where I break down your specific email outreach sequence, email outreach flow, whatever you want to call it, your physical emails, make sure you go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I post a random story at some point in the week asking people to shoot me through their email. So go ahead and follow me on Instagram so you don't miss that story and so that you can be a part of the next one. And the link to my Instagram is at the bottom of the description. Now guys, as always, just before we do jump into the video, make sure you go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Massively helps out with the YouTube algorithm, and also this video is massively worth it. So with that being said, let's jump into the video. So the first email, huge fan of obviously brand, love your product, compliment. Given that I'm a complete stranger to you, recently we helped grow a business from 20K to 300K in 3 months, making them one of the fastest growing stores. Would love to schedule an appointment with you and learn more about your business. We are currently giving away a presentation that could change your marketing strategy for free when you book in a call with us. I'm just not a fan, and first things first, I'm not having it like, you know, I'm not like throwing shade on anybody or whatever. I'm just giving my genuine, honest thoughts to all of these emails. And for this first email, I'm just genuinely not a huge fan of it. There's something about it. It's like direct, and it really just doesn't strike a nerve in, you know, in anybody. It's kind of just like a bit plain, and it's just like, look, we did this, let's hop on a call. And while that type of style does work, I think on the first touch point, obviously this is the first email, you know, that they're sending out. It's the first email in the email sequence. I think this would be far more effective in the back end and retargeting when you send up your follow-up emails. So obviously those who are interested, or at least open up your, you know, open the email 3 or more times, you know, that they've shown some sort of level of intent. An email of this nature would be really good because it's kind of straight, it's poignant, and it's just, you know, it's just straight to the point, it's concise. But on the first email, I think you need to just go a little bit more in depth. Not by, you know, when I say make it more in depth, I don't mean like make it longer and, you know, more kind of wordy and whatnot, because it's actually the complete opposite to that. Rather, just give some value up front, right? Either send them through, you know, some actionable things that they can implement into their brand right now, just so this kind of, it breaks that barrier, right? You're a complete stranger to them, and they're now just going to go ahead and book in a 45-minute call just off of this email. Like it just wouldn't convert that well, in my opinion. So that's what I would say. Actionable tips for this first email: give them value up front, leverage an email of this sort in the back end for, like, you know, your follow-up emails. And I would also change up the CTA, at least for us right now. You know, I'll be very transparent with you guys in terms of what we're doing. We don't ask for calls on the first email. We never ask for 45 minutes straight up, you know, for a 45-minute call on the first email. We always ask if they want to see a case study. From there, we then send over the case study, and then that's where we pitch the call. So we're always providing value first, and I think that's definitely a route that you need to go down with this email. So this is email number 2. Moving on. Hey Name, I'm contacting you because there are a lot of implant patients who need your type of service, and we currently don't have any dentists in your area like you to send them to. Reply with a quick yes with your best cell phone number if you can take on more patients needing your service. Reply with a quick no if you either cannot take on any new patients or just not interested. Thanks. So obviously this isn't an Ecomm outreach email. This is for dentists, I believe. Yeah, we don't have any dentists in your area like you to send them to. So it's obviously for a dentist, so it's slightly different niche, but either way, same concepts apply to this email in the dental niche as it would for Ecomm niche. And the number one thing that I would say is I really do not like the whole idea of reply with a quick yes if you're interested, reply with no if you're not. Reason being, and I think I've explained this before, but the reason being is that because it comes off as very automated. Once you know, I've had it when I've ordered from brands before in the past, you know, just something online, whatever it is, and you know, you sign up to their email newsletter or whatever, and you get those messages, and it's like reply with no if you want us to stop sending you messages and whatnot. Like obviously they're automated, and this gives off that same vibe. In your email outreach, whether it is genuinely personalized or not, even if it's a script, you still want the email to come across as though it's personalized. You still want it to come across as though you've reached out to them specifically and you've wrote that entire email directly to them, right? Even if you've not. Like, you never want to reach out to a brand with a scripted email and it 110% look scripted, because the conversion rates won't be that good. They'll just be like, what, it just doesn't resonate with them. That's the biggest thing about email outreach. You need to make sure that your emails and your whole outreach strategy is genuinely resonating with the potential client and it's genuinely striking a nerve. Something of this nature just would, it's just not going to hit a nerve within anyone. So I would really move away from that whole reply with yes if you're interested, reply with no if you're not. I don't like it. And so that's what I mean when I say, this is applied to any niche. It doesn't matter whether this is an e-com niche or the dental niche. I just don't like that whole idea. It just gives off the wrong vibes. It's just sending off wrong messages. I tell you what I will like about this email though. Obviously what I just mentioned is like the number one thing, but what I do like is I like that section, how it's like, if you can take on more patients, if you want to take on more business, basically. Again, the same applies for the e-commerce niche. I do like when you say that, like, however you want to position it, would love to speak to you further or whatever. And then, you basically say, look, if you're not interested, it's completely fine. I completely understand if you don't want to scale to the next level, or if you don't want to take on more clients or whatever it is. I like that because it adds a bit of an extra touch and it makes them think as well. Like, if you were just like, if you're not interested, I completely understand. I mean, it's okay, but what a lot of people will do is they'll read that and they'll be like, yeah, I'm not interested. But if you said that same thing, like, if you're not interested in scaling up your business to 50K a month to 100K a month, or if you're not really interested too much in hitting 6 figures whilst being ridiculously profitable, I completely understand. If you say that, even that in and of itself is going to resonate so much more than just say, if you're not in, then you just saying, if you're not interested, I completely understand. Because if they read that, they'll probably be like, yeah, I'm not interested. But then if they read that latter statement that I just said, they'll be like, oh no, I do want to scale to 7 figures. All right, let me reach out to them. You know what I mean? Like, it just, again, it goes back to, it resonates with them a lot more and it strikes a nerve. So I do like that about this email. So the next one, this one's slightly longer. Just from a bird's eye level view, I would try and make it slightly more poignant and more like, just slightly more concise. A couple less lines would definitely help the conversion rates with this email, but let's have a read through it. So, hey Anna, I have to commend the effort you and your team put into your brand's Instagram page, website, and your skincare products. It's very unique and outstanding. I've actually been meaning to contact you regarding your current digital marketing strategy. My name is Harry and I work with skincare brands and brands which are similar to yours. I would love to share some free ideas and provide you free value on how you can create more awareness for your brand and take it to the next level on social media, etc., with you at your convenience. Are you available over the next few days for 15 minutes or less? If you are available, click here to schedule your free Zoom conference call. Please feel free to reply if you have any questions or concerns. So this, again, it comes off very, very scripted. Now, even though at the start you've said, I have to commend the effort and the effort you and your team have put into your brand's Instagram page, your website, and skincare products, it's very unique and outstanding. Like, obviously that's trying to be that first personalized line, but it's so broad that it could be a script anyway, and it probably is a script. You're definitely not reaching out to that specific brand and you wrote that. What I would do is I would change that and make it far more specific. I don't know why I've got my lip balm in my hand, but yeah, I would make it far more specific, right? I would say identify something very, very, specific to that certain brand, right? So if they've got a certain product, like literally name that product and say, like, you love the packaging on it or you love X, Y, and Z about it. That, again, is gonna resonate a lot more than you just saying your skincare products look amazing. If you actually name an actual product of theirs, or you say something about their website specifically, or you say about, maybe they're at like 97,000 followers on Instagram, and you commend them on the fact that they're about to reach 100,000, they're only 3K away or whatever. That, again, is going to resonate. It's going to strike a nerve a lot better. And, that first personalized line sets their frame of mind going through the rest of the email. If they really like that first line, they're actually going to have a more positive outlook on the rest of your email. Whereas if it's more of a script and it's not kind of tailored to them specifically, then what's gonna happen is probably they'll just click away. Or if they do keep reading, they're gonna have a much more of a pessimistic mindset reading the rest of your email. So obviously the former thing that I mentioned about, setting the positive mind frame, that's not only gonna help their mind frame reading the rest of the email, make it seem a lot more enticing, but it's also, of course, at the end of the day, gonna help increase conversion rates. Now, another thing that I do wanna mention is, I don't like how you've mentioned I've actually been meaning to contact you regarding your current digital marketing strategy. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like digital marketing strategy. I don't know. It's just very, very basic and common. So I would be more specific about that. And also, I don't like how you've mentioned I've been meaning to contact you. That kind of sounds like you've put them on the back burner and you kind of forgot about them, or now reach out to them. Again, it just doesn't set the right mind frame. And the last thing I do want to mention is I would love to share some free ideas and provide you free value on how you can create more awareness for your brand and take it to the next level on social media. Again, going back to the digital marketing strategy idea, you want to be more specific. You want to say certain numbers and kind of be a bit extravagant in how you mention things. Now, one really, really good one, it's actually of a student of the program, and he basically says about slicing your cost per conversion in half or whatever, right? So it's just being more exciting about how you kind of pitch your service or pitch the call at the end of the day, right? For me, we say about how we can basically scale them to multiple 7 and 8 figures whilst being offensively profitable. It's basically making your words sound a lot more tropical, if you like. Instead of saying about your current digital marketing strategy, it sounds very formal, very corporate, and just boring. Whereas if you can, say that same thing, current digital marketing strategy, you swap that out with, obviously don't use mine specifically, but something of the sort, scale to multiple 7 and 8 figures whilst being offensively profitable. It's just a lot more tropical. And again, it's going to resonate a lot better with the potential client, which again, further obviously results in better conversion rates. So the next one, this one, again, very, very wordy. I would really try and make it more poignant. Obviously I can just see from just face value that it's very wordy. So let's still go through it and go through some more specifics. So I found your brand on Instagram and I'm completely enamored with the content you use for the account. I'm rather obsessed with Carbo. First of all, I really like that. Like, I'm rather enamored with the content. Again, just making your words sound a lot more tropical. After checking out your Instagram account, I checked out your Facebook page. Yeah, just stuff like that. You just want to try and make it flow slightly better. Checked out your Facebook page and website, and I noticed you're running about a certain number of ads at the moment. So you're already leveraging the advertising powerhouse, and that's great. However, I wanted to see how you feel about decimating the e-com space. Again, words are very tropical and I really do like that. It just makes things seem a lot more exciting. That's super important. Just quickly on this, that's really, really important that your emails make the client, or the potential client in this case, excited. Like, they get excited about, speaking with you and potentially taking the next steps. If you're just being very corporate, very formal, and really just very boring, for lack of better words, you're not going to get people excited, which means that they're not going to take action as you'd want them to. So stuff like that about, wanted to see how you feel about decimating the e-com space. That makes people excited. It gets them excited. So I really do like that. My name is Angelo and I run an e-com agency based out of Charlotte, wherever that is. Me and my team are, North Carolina, before I get slayed in the comments. Based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Me and my team are extraordinarily skilled at applying modern day alchemy that completely transform. Me and my team are extraordinarily skilled at applying modern day alchemy that completely transform your marketing endeavors. Utilizing Facebook ads, we manage, run, and scale your campaigns beyond profitability and grow your sales and brand simultaneously. Our recent case study shows explicitly how we took our client from 2 to 4K a month in sales to over 528,000 plus. I would love to share it with you. So, owner's first name. I want to know if you're the type to keep your options open when it comes to working with an agency that can truly assist in growing your business. We only want to see you annihilate the competition and disrupt the e-com space, and we can help. If it makes sense for us to talk, let us know what your calendar looks like to make it more convenient for you. So I do want to say that I like the way it's written and the words that you're using. As I mentioned before, you make it sound exciting, and I really do like that. And I think that's something that's going to massively separate you from the rest. Something, like decimating the e-com space. annihilating your competition, etc. I really like that type of stuff. Makes it exciting. It's going to strike a nerve far better than if you said, you know, get to the next level or whatever, you know. So that's the first thing. Second thing, as I mentioned at the start, I would try and condense it down slightly because it is quite wordy and it's quite long. So you want to be more poignant and concise. Another thing that I want to mention, you said the e-com space a couple times. What I would do, because look, for example, a skincare brand isn't trying to disrupt or annihilate the e-com space. They don't care about the e-com space. They want to try and disrupt and annihilate the skincare space. So I would go more specific, and that stuff you can just change out per client. It's not gonna per brand that you reach out to. It's not gonna take long, but that alone, just dropping those throughout, is going to make it seem a lot more personalized as well, which I think is super, super important. So really the third and final thing that I want to mention is that the CTA, again, I wouldn't close it off with, if it makes sense for us to talk, let me know what your calendar looks like, you know, because that's obviously trying to book in the call. What I would do, because you've mentioned about utilizing Facebook ads, we manage, run, and scale your campaigns beyond profitability. And then you talk about a recent case study. I would change your CTA to basically asking the client if they would like to see that case study. And then from there, you send them over a Loom video. Once they reply with a yes, you send them over a Loom video going through that case study specifically. And then within that Loom video, you basically then pitch the call. As I mentioned near the start of this video, that's kind of the approach that we're taking right now, and it's working tremendously well. And so you've kind of got the basic structure of it. It's just that you're still asking for the call at the end. I would change that and ask for a case study, and then you can pitch the call within the Loom video. And obviously within there, you can kind of make the call again seem a lot more exciting and a lot more, you can basically sell it a lot better than you could in an email of this nature. So I hope that makes sense. Let's move on to the next one. Now this one, again, it's very long. You can see that there's basically 2 screenshots, if you can see. Yeah, there's basically 2 screenshots. So again, it's too long. I would go a lot more specific, a lot more poignant. You probably see a reoccurring theme here, but yeah, that's what I would do. But again, as always, let's go through it in more detail. So, hey name, I hope you are well. I actually came across brand name via Instagram, and I just wanted to say that I'm really impressed with the style of your brand and the fact that you promote girls to be real and original. PS, the motivating affirmations on the products are a great confidence booster. I like that, saying a PS just right there, you know, and that's where you can be super, super specific. That's pretty good. A bit about myself. My name is Krishnav. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. And I'm the owner of Socio Thrive, which is an online marketing agency where we take e-commerce businesses to 7 figures via online paid traffic. And basically the reason I'm reaching out to you is simply because I can see a few holes within your current marketing strategy that I would love to talk about filling in, as they are currently losing you a noticeable amount of money each month. I know I'm a complete stranger to you at the moment, but I would love to hear your thoughts, as I know we can genuinely help you get to the next level. So obviously this is very much based off of the scripts that I've given in the past on this YouTube channel, etc. So first of all, I would really make sure that you pivot from that. I've always said it, but the reason I give scripts, it's not for the physical word for word. You know, on this channel, you'll go back through my channel, you see a myriad of scripts that I've given. I've, you know, gave actual emails we've sent out and whatnot. The reason I give you guys those for free, obviously on this YouTube channel, it's not so that you can take it word for word. It's so that you can see how I'm structuring things, right? How do I introduce myself in the agency? How do I pitch the call and whatnot? So that's what you want to copy, that structure, not the word for word stuff, because I can probably guarantee you this email that you've got here, or this email script, will work nowhere near as good for you as it did for me. You know, it's nothing against you. It's literally anybody and everybody who uses my scripts. If I use somebody else's script, it's just never going to work as well as the person who actually created it, because it's all in their voice, their personality and whatnot. So I would not use mine word for word. I would look at the structure and then base things around that. Second thing, as I say, make it a lot more short, concise, and poignant. That's something that we've found has been really increasing results recently, is where it's just kind of get what you need to get said over in the shortest amount of words possible. That's something that you should be really focusing on within your outreach. So we didn't go through as many emails as we did last time, but obviously I went a lot more deep into the ones that I did cover. If you do want me to go through your personal email template, flow, whatever, in next week's video of this nature, make sure you go ahead and click the final link in the description. It's at the very, very bottom. It's my Instagram link. Make sure you go ahead and follow me on there, because as I say, I post a random story at some random time in the week where I basically ask for you to shoot them through. So shoot it through at that point and I will detail yours in the next video. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.